What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to our ranking, where today is going to be all about our runner-up, which fittingly enough is Friday Part 2. Now, in a perfect world, this would have shared a space with the original, just because I think the two of them fit and flow very nicely and telling a decently coherent story between the two of them. But in reality, I had to bump this one up a couple spaces purely because this has Jason in it. Also because this is a movie that made me think a little bit. I had to stop and think in terms of plot and narrative direction and things like that. So the story, as it's presented to us, or at least my understanding of it, is that Pamela Voorhees believes or assumes her son to be dead. And so, overcome by her rage and grief, she punishes counselors for the negligence of those she holds responsible for what happened to Jason. Fast forward to this, shock surprise, Jason is alive, and he's right there in the present moment to witness his mom's kappa being dictated, which prompts his franchise-long rampage. Now pause right here because this is where my problem starts, which is that this movie asks us as the audience to somehow believe that rather than going home and proving to his mom that he is in fact alive and well enough, rather than making his presence known to her whatsoever, which, by the way, would have, well, maybe not would have, but could have certainly diffused this entire situation from the jump. But rather than do all that, he makes the conscious decision to stay away and live and survive in the woods alone for years. And this particular thing stuck out to me because my logical brain was looking at it like, okay, if this was me in this situation, if I had just pulled through a near-death experience, if I was in a scenario where my family was, desperately concerned over my health and well-being, I don't know about you, but I'm going home. They're the first people that I am going to stop and visit, so I can put their minds and everything at ease. And so, feeling this way, I remember the first time I watched this back in the day, a couple of years ago. I went to the internet just to make sure that I wasn't missing anything or anything like that, or I didn't catch something that would better explain this. And I stumbled across a bit of a debate. One side of it was very simple and straightforward, basically saying that, it was just simple slasher 80s movie writing, a massive plot hole that they were just too lazy to go back and fill. While the other side seemed to insinuate that the relationship between Jason and his mother was extremely abusive and toxic. Something similar to Norma Bates, I suppose. So for all intents and purposes, he was afraid to go home and face his mother. He couldn't because he didn't want to experience the consequences. Now, I don't have the knowledge or the familiarity with everything that's going on here in this franchise, its characters, its universe, to argue against that. To me, it's very plausible that she just, wasn't all that emotionally stable to begin with and got pushed over the edge. That she was an overbearing, overprotective helicopter parent sort because of Jason's deformities and things. On the other hand, could she not have known Jason was alive the whole time? Could she not have known exactly where to find him? Maybe she was the one that allowed him to live and grow up in the woods in the first place. Maybe they killed people together as a duo, because even though Jason did survive his ordeal, he very easily could not have, and perhaps they were both a little angry about that. I don't know. Kind of a fun thing to think about. If you're somebody watching this that knows a little bit more and has a little bit more insight to give on this, feel free, because I would love to know anything that I don't. But that is going to wrap this one up, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next one.